This year, nothing's really going to change. Come Grundy County Speedway July 9th, it's business as usual right through Oktoberfest. And then we're going to still be involved in helping everything go with the Midwest Tour moving forward until we're not needed anymore.
Everything that the Midwest Tour, the ARCA Midwest Tour, and Gregg and Angie have built and stand for is just fit together with us really well. We work with Tim Bryant with the Southern Super Series really well, and we just think that the more that we can unify everyone and work together, that it's going to be better for all of us.
Welcome to another episode of Midwest Tour Talk. I'm your host, Jim Trado. It's been a lot of fun this year and last year covering all the Midwest Tour races on MidwestTour.tv. In the ARCA Midwest Tour, there's some big news, so we welcome into our studio the man in charge. He and his wife, Angie, co-own the ARCA Midwest Tour, and Gregg McKarns is here today to share with us some big news.
There is some big news.
Spill it. What's going on?
Well, as a lot of people have known, there's a push for a national super late model tour. And as everything progresses with that, we're in a position that the ARCA Midwest Tour will be under control of Track Enterprises following the 2022 season. We're excited for it. Angie and I are. I think that the Track Enterprises team has the resources to take asphalt super late model racing to the next level. That said, we're still going to promote probably 6, 7, 8 super late model races throughout the region, and still be heavily involved in that aspect of the sport. But it's a new day and a new step, and look forward to seeing what those guys can do following this season.
Greg, why now? Why Track Enterprises to make this happen as you transfer the day-to-day eventually to what Bob and his gang are doing?
Yeah, they acquired CRA, and we've been talking, CRA and I have for quite some time. It's tough to all get on the same page when you have different viewpoints and different business models. So bringing it all under one roof is going to allow for the transformation of asphalt super late model racing into what the drivers and teams want. There's so many different rules packages, and while the cars look the same and are pretty much the same, it is tough for a kid like Austin Nason if he wants to go race at Berlin on a Wednesday night and then come run a super late model show here in our side of the lake. He's got to make changes or have a different car. And we look at dirt late models or 410 sprints, and they have that ruling fist that keeps everything on the same page and allows a driver to take his car and he can run from sea to shining sea, and that's something that we've strived for in super late model racing. So we think that this will be good for the fans, good for the drivers. At the end of the day, Bob Sargent, he's a short track guy. I've known him since 2000, if not before. You have the utmost confidence in what those everyone on his team is short track people. It's a lot of upper parts of racing might not have short track people making decisions, but I know that they do there. We like to sell tickets. We sell tickets for a living. We like to put on really good shows. Part of that is getting drivers. We look at our Dixieland show at Kaukauna. We look at Joe Share Classic. We like having drivers come in from other parts of the country for our bigger events, and this is going to open the door for that and provide a better product for the fans, and that's what matters the most to me.
When it comes to the Midwest Tour, though, Greg, what's going to change for you and Angie this year and into the near future?
This year, nothing's really going to change. Come Grundy County Speedway July 9th, it's business as usual right through Oktoberfest, and then we're going to still be involved in helping everything go with the Midwest Tour moving forward until we're not needed anymore. But the fact of the matter is that we're still going to promote Oktoberfest. We're still going to promote our 2 events at Madison. We still plan on doing the Dixieland. We plan on promoting all the events that Gregg and Angie McKarns have the promotional stake in, and helping however we can. We obviously care very deeply about our drivers, our teams, our tracks, the sponsors, and the fans. We're going to continue to help build this and make it all come together.
Will we see any change when it comes to the teams, drivers, and what the fans may see at the racetrack?
I think there'll be I think there's going to be a better product just because it's going to make it easier for drivers to run a multitude of events. When you look at scheduling, for instance, in July, we had a conflict with Redbud and Grundy, and you just when you have the same office making the schedules and having the same spreadsheet in front of them, as it stands right now, we call different tracks and we figure out when the Slinger Nationals are, and we figure out when the Bentonhausen Classic is at Grundy, and we have those on our calendar. But with the same group doing the same scheduling, it's going to make it easier for teams to be able to support the events and hopefully put it in victory lane.
And we're fortunate to have Gregg McKarns and Angie McKarns steering us in a direction where it's extremely healthy, bigger purses. There's a lot going on when it comes to putting a race event on, and you have a vested interest in Madison International Speedway. And I like to say Gregg McKarns, it was singled out among his peers in the Racing Promoters Workshop as Promoter of the Year just a couple of years ago. So when it comes to the fan experience and comes to the racing, it's not just about what series he's involved in, but you are all in on this deal, making sure that Midwest Tour stays healthy. What would you say would be how will this bolster the health of short track racing?
Well, and that's really how we ended up with the Midwest Tour. Was we didn't like the direction it was going, and we 8 years ago took over the Midwest Tour to try to get it on the right track. I believe we have. I believe that this will be an even better track for it. End of the day, I enjoy putting on a show. I enjoy working with the drivers. I enjoy working with the fans. Putting on a race event. Some of the rules aspects and that are very time consuming and take me away from what it is I feel is my strong suit. And that's, promoting short track racing. And you get bogged down on some of that other stuff. And there's people that are more capable than I am. And Angel Park actually taught me last year that it's okay to just be the promoter and put the money up, sell the tickets, sell the sponsorship, and let someone else, whether it's Badger Midgets or IRA or someone else, deal with the competition aspect of it. And not that we're completely stepping away from that, but we're looking forward to seeing what it all happens when there's one force making the move forward.
It's going to be great to watch and follow. Big news. We want to make sure you're a part of this as well on Midwest Tour Talk. We want to thank you guys. I mean, it's been fun so far. We're going to continue doing this, Midwest Tour Talk. We're going to continue MidwestTour.tv coverage of all the races. You mentioned July 9th. We got some other big races. Let's promote those now because as people are watching this, Gregg's a promoter first. We got some big races coming up here this summer.
Well, we do. Wayne Carter Classic is the original. So for those of you that don't know, my parents owned and operated the Artico Challenge Series, and the first Artico event was at Grundy County Speedway in 1975, and that was the Wayne Carter Classic. And that's an event that we still hold to this day. That's Saturday night, July 9th. And then from there, we go to State Park Speedway in Wausau, and that's a Larry Deechens Memorial. Larry was one of the best out of central Wisconsin that was lost too early and at one of my parents' shows. And I worked a long time to have the Midwest Tour be the premier division at that event and be the featured in the 125 lap feature. And that show's been really great. That track races so well. And then from there, we moved first Tuesday in August. We're at Kaukauna for the Gandard Auto Parts or Auto Group 250. We got the Midwest trucks with us, and that race never disappoints. So then we go through August and get our way to Fest after we're at the Dells on Labor Day. So still a lot of racing to do. And it's I look forward to ending 2022 on a high note, and I can't wait to see what 2023 and beyond has in store for all of us in the short track world.
We're excited as well. Gregg, thanks for your time today.
You bet. I appreciate you having me on, and thank you everyone for tuning in.
Gregg McKarns joins us here in a moment. We'll talk to Bob Sargent with Track Enterprises as well, get his take on the big news today. Go to MidwestTour.racing. That's the website, MidwestTour.racing, to find out what Gregg and the family are going next. It's a great series, attracting national attention, and now we've got another focus looking forward after 2022. Thanks for joining us here on Midwest Tour Talk.
ARCA Midwest Tour Father's Day 100 presented by Hunt Brothers Pizza is underway. Everybody safely through turns 1 and 2, and look at that outside groove work early. Johnny D running behind Jeff Storm. That's the number 7 of Deangelis. 2 local drivers chasing down and passing Indiana's Dalton Armstrong early into turn 3 on the outside. That's the battle for first. This is the lead battle, and right behind him is that 24 of Sawalich, and somehow Stormy's making the outside work. Good job there. Sawalich rolling into turn 3 behind them, but in reality, yeah, you mentioned he's coming. This is going to be a picture with a whole bunch of race cars in it next time by in this 1 mile track. That's that black hooded silver and orange number 24 Sawalich joining the frame. Battle of the fives. That's our theme thus far. Jeff Storm had the lead early. This is the black and orange roof number 5 of Casey Johnson getting a move and run on Dalton Armstrong. Armstrong in the number 5. The family of farmers out of Newcastle, Indiana. So Eddie's not just here playing, he's actually helping Van Dorn Racing Development with what they have. He bought a Van Dorn car. Butch and Johnny both are helping him this year. Zach Dunston, one of their main guys, who's been helping Carson Osevar though in recent years.
Caution is out.
This will be a controlled caution.
The caution came out at the perfect time for Casey Johnson. He's able to get in pit road. I'm holding what the crew just replaced, the coil wire. That's what took so long down here in the 5 pit. They talked to them. They said it didn't really change their strategy much because they were going to come and get gas here anyway, and the tires looked pretty good. So Casey, despite the coil wire problem, says car's great.
We'll leave the restart to Sawalich on the inside to decide it. The control car leads him. Johnny DeAngelis to his outside. Who wins the drag race in turn 1 as we resume here at Milwaukee?
Looks like Dalton Armstrong has got some trouble here.
Caution has come out on the speedway for just the second time. The first happened after 45 laps of green flag racing. Now we see Dalton Armstrong's car has come to a stop. Damage there.
Here we come.
To the green flag. Here we come. It's Sawalich on the inside. Johnny D this time not quite as even entering turn 1. Both got room. Sawalich came up a little bit off the bottom. That's exactly what he did in the last restart. It's not crowding him too much, I didn't think, Tim.
Yeah, it was a pretty dead heat down the front stretch. And
William Sawalich has gotten to the back bumper of the number 7 of Johnny DeAngelis. No contact there, but he's closing very quickly. DeAngelis almost is forced to pick a lane because Sawalich's great run down the front stretch. Now half a mile, half a lap later, Sawalich looking again, stalking in second in that number 24. Tim, you brought up a good point here. This racetrack looks symmetric on both ends. You said it races a whole lot different, and here we go once again. DeAngelis to the inside this time.
Yeah, I was afraid. That's what William needed right there, with that outside run.
So Sawalich pressured Johnny D. This will qualify, according to race control, as a controlled caution. So we won't have another window like this. This will be the last opportunity under caution, without a natural caution, for these teams to elect to pit or not. We're closing in on the finish of the Father's Day 100. 18 laps to go at the line.
19 to go.
Here comes Casey Johnson on the outside. Man, did he have a great restart. Wow.
He sure did.
White flag out this time. Sawalich closing.
2 to go. Yes, sir.
3 car lengths the difference now between our 2 leaders. Johnson sends it in above that black strip of asphalt replacement. Down the backstretch, a good run by Johnson. He's got to do the same thing off of 4. Sawalich had a really good run, and he does again. Closing quickly on Johnson, pouring it in. Crowd on their feet, off of turn 4. Casey Johnson wants to win it badly. Sawalich has something left, and he's about to prove it. Can he do it? To the inside he goes. Johnson goes across the line. My goodness, photo finish. Give it up. The win to Edgerton, Wisconsin's Casey Johnson. 0.032 seconds, the margin of victory.
That's incredible.
Sawalich did everything there. Oh, man.
That was incredible.
Casey Johnson.
I got to believe it'll be a pretty popular victory here for the hometown crowd.
He's got a big smile. He's up on that door. Casey Johnson, a champion at Milwaukee in the Father's Day 100 presented by Hunt Brothers Pizza. And Matt Votti's there.
Casey Johnson, your winner of the Father's Day 100. Casey, we had a chance to talk to you a couple times before the program. You're here with your kids, get to celebrate Father's Day, super late models. You're in victory lane. What does this feel?
Man, I'm speechless. We had a great car all day long. You know, I thought we'd just keep her smooth to the end. The coil wire fell off or kept disconnected, you know, in that first run was popping and banging. 3 to go, popping and banging again. I mean, I owe the 24 an apology. I had to win that race, and I mirror drove there, but she was cutting in and out, and we did what we had to do to win that race. I can't thank my guys enough. Man, they put a heck of a race car underneath me, and this is just a huge win. Winning at the Milwaukee Mile on Father's Day. I got to thank my dad for what, you know, all the work he puts into my stuff, but huge day.
Huge day, emotional day, Father's Day, always great. Gets to spend it with his daughters. Fans up there, what did you guys think? Casey Johnson, your winner! Great job, guys.
Welcome back to Midwest Tour Talk. I'm Jim Trado. We just heard from Gregg McKarns with ARCA Midwest Tour. It's a big story here today. Bob Sargent, Track Enterprises, has purchased the ARCA Midwest Tour starting in 2023. Let's now bring in Bob Sargent from Track Enterprises office in Macon, Illinois. Bob, welcome to the program, and there's a lot to talk about here in Midwest Tour Talk. It's a big day today, isn't it?
It is, and thank you very much for having me on.
When it comes to this agreement, there's a lot that goes into it, a lot of thought to go into this. When it comes to this approach, maybe you should tell us a little bit more about Track Enterprise and what you guys do and how you're prepared and ready to move forward with a really exciting opportunity with the ARCA Midwest Tour.
Well, yeah, Jim, I appreciate that. We've been in the promotion motorsports space for, since 1985, promoting many different events, facilities. We own some racetracks, so deeply involved, even have owned sanctioning bodies in the past. So we try to take our experience and keep moving forward. And the asphalt late models, just seem very, progressive for the years to come in the future. And we're attempting to be a big part of it.
Gregg and Angie McKarns will be here through the 2022 season, and Gregg told us through the foreseeable transition. What will we see changes in the ARCA Midwest Tour this week, next week, and going forward?
Well, again, we just want everyone to know that we're getting involved in a large amount of the pavement racing to try and better the future and kind of bring it all together under one umbrella. Rules, promotions, things of that nature, working for the teams, the drivers, the fans and sponsors, and the promoters all together. And, as we purchased CRA a while back and grow with some of our racing tracks and facilities that we promote and events, that everything that the Midwest Tour, the ARCA Midwest Tour, and Gregg and Angie have built and stand for is just fit together with us really well. We work with Tim Bryant with the Southern Super Series really well, and we just think that the more that we can unify everyone and work together, that it's going to be better for all of us.
You've been vocal, including in the end of January when you announced the purchase of CRA, Champion Racing Association. Things are going well there. They're seamless right now. You've got a really good product there. By adding the ARCA Midwest Tour to the program, you've also been pretty outspoken about a national super late model series. How does this purchase affect or enhance that opportunity?
Well, this purchase is another step towards that goal. Again, we have been vocal. We have a lot of inquiries from teams, sponsors, promoters. What about a national series? And we see that in other genres of our industry in the motorsports. So we really want to proceed with ideas that we are listening to now, our own thoughts. Obviously, history is a big thing. What obviously Gregg's father's done with ARTCO and ASA tours and just all the things that the France family's done. So there's a lot of history for us to build off of, whether it be Bob Harmon and the All Pro Series with our Southern events. So we really want to build off the history of all that's happened over the years with the late model pavement part of the motorsport industry. And then, of course, now we're in a new era, and we will bring a lot of new ideas and encourage different concepts, different things to make our end result product the best that it can be for our fans.
You purchased CRA in January. They are now part of your program. You're announcing this now mid-season, if you will. What was the timing behind this opportunity? What attracted you to get involved in talks about acquiring the Midwest Tour?
Well, again, we've been working with Gregg and Angie for years. been friends with them throughout the industry, done some races with them, whether it be the Milwaukee Mile and what have you. So just became familiar with them and shared our vision with them. And I think the timing was right. They're excited. They have shared great interest in seeing this grow, and different ideas that we all have. We'll take their input for the big picture, but definitely use their input and their involvement remaining with the ARCA Midwest Tour.
And folks may not know, Bob, but Track Enterprises, you guys put on, 80 different races a year. We're talking AMA flat track motorcycles. We're talking USAC Sprint Car and Silver Car races. We're talking, 8 ARCA Menard Series races throughout the country. Elko Speedway just happened this past weekend. Milwaukee Mile coming up in August. There's a lot of layers to what you guys get to do and expose yourselves to. Knoxville, NASCAR truck race. You guys were the promoters of that one. And then the SRX Series, you've got 2 of those events that you're involved in. That deepens the pool, I'd say, for everybody. So thanks for saying, I want to be part of the Midwest Tour. As it's growing, we want to keep growing that. So that's just an aside and a little puff to you, because it really makes a lot of sense for what you're doing now with all you guys get to do with Track Enterprises.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And we really try to turn that diversity into a positive, that we can draw ideas and concepts from many different areas, again, of our industry, whether it be on dirt, whether it be small tracks, quarter-mile tracks, 1 mile ovals, dirt and pavement. So I think with all that fit together under Track Enterprises, we make a good fit. Again, I tell people a lot, it's a timing situation, or possibly we were at the right place at the right time. We've built some great relationships. Again, if it's not with Gregg and Angie, with the ARCA folks, with Ron Drager, with the France family, with Tim Bryant, the Southern Super Series, and we could go on and on with Glenn and RJ and CRA and all the sponsors that come with that. And now we can try to bring together all the teams across the United States, all the manufacturers, and again, try to build the best product we can for our fans.
One thing Gregg McKarns shared with us about the excitement he has is knowing that there's going to be some commonality. There's going to be some opportunities that come up that make sense for everybody to get involved in, whether it be a national tour or as they run as they are now. The CRA Super Series is a really good series. The CRA Sportsmen are a really good series. ARCA Midwest Tour is a really solid program. So as you look at that, I'm sure you're not going to turn the page and say, okay, we're all got the same rules, all same tires, but it's going to help the racers, I'm guessing, in the long term, correct?
Well, I think that's the advantage. The part that intrigued me the most is, nothing's broke. These are very successful entities on their own. Again, a lot of history, a lot of success today, what they're doing. So the advantage that I see in all this is that everything's going good. Everything's well attended. But, for the future, time always moves. And if we can tweak it and get a little bit better, add some positive things to that, I think, again, it's just better for all the parties involved.
I'll end here with the question I asked Gregg as his final question, Bob Sargent. How, with this acquisition by Track Enterprises, how will it bolster the health of short track racing?
Well, I think, as Gregg said, some commonality. As we talk to Tim Bryant and the Southern Cars, as we talk to our teams at Nashville, the CRA teams and sponsors, and then seeing Gregg's cars doing so well, that I think if we fit all this together, we give a good product for the promoter, and they embrace us bringing this show to their tracks, we can pick the finest facilities, give the teams some cost-effective rules packages that we're working with possibly some different committees, and then we can package all this together and have a great product for the fans at home and television and at the facilities.
Lots more to come. The big news is out. We want to continue talking about our Midwest Tour talk. Midwest Tour is a great series. We're going to continue running that on our MidwestTour.tv platform. It's going to be great to see how things progress. It's only going to get healthier and bigger. And Bob Sargent, thank you from Track Enterprises for joining us today on the big announcement. It's going to be great going forward, knowing this great strengthened partnership you guys have created is here, and it's going to be here for a long time to come for the health of short track racing. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Bob Sargent joining us for our Midwest Tour Talk. His website, trackenterprises.com. Trackenterprises.com is the website. They have a lot of events going on, but updates throughout the season as things progress. Bob's certainly excited, and he's got a lot of great things in the works and a lot of great people helping him as well at Trek Enterprises, working with the McKarns family and the ARCA Midwest Tour for the foreseeable future as well. Hope you got some insights. Hope you enjoyed our program. Midwest Tour Talk is a really cool thing we get to do, talking to racers, talking to principals involved with big news like today. And we'll be with you July 9th for the Wayne Carter Classic at Grundy County Speedway. Live coverage of the Midwest Tour on MidwestTour.tv comes your way that night, and all the races on Midwest Tour. The Midwest Tour will be televised live here on MidwestTour.tv. Check out the racetrack schedule you can find us at MidwestTour.racing. I'm Jim Trado. Thanks for joining us for another edition of Midwest Tour Talk.